Welcome to this short webinar on risk management for global food supply chains. My name is John Bassett and I'm a principal consultant at John Bassett Consulting Limited. We specialise in risk management and food safety consultancy, and we're a strategic consultancy partner of Gale Limited, who specialise in cloud-based risk management solutions. In this presentation I will cover why risk management is more important than ever and highlight some of the key trends in the food and drink sector as highlighted by respected names such as Deloitte and Aon. We will look at the incidence of food-related risks and some of their impacts in order to put things in the context for global businesses. Finally, we'll give you a quick run through on how Gale Risk helps solve some of the big global risk management problems. We all know that failing to manage risks can have a significant impact on our businesses. Deloitte have highlighted some of the consequences of not sufficiently managing the diverse supply chain risks in their 2012 report. The global survey of over 600 manufacturing and retail executives on attitudes and experience in managing risk in the supply chain highlights included the fact that 85% of their businesses experienced a supply chain disruption in the previous 12 months. Within a food safety perspective, the consequences go well beyond the impacts to the business itself. No company wants to cause the deaths of consumers, and with a more globalized supply chain, the impacts can be severe, as we see from some of these outbreaks. From these top 10 arbitrary results, we have to ask the question if we are seeing a trend towards more frequent food safety incidents with larger impacts. This leads to a deeper question on whether we are truly effective at managing the food safety risk in global supply chains. The Deloitte report highlights a number of key factors that affect global businesses' ability to manage risk. A common theme is a lack of collaboration and understanding of end-to-end supply chain risks, and specifically the communication of key risk information up and down the supply chain. Our main conclusion is that a whole of supply chain risk management solution is essential to managing risk more proactively. The Aon Risk Solutions team's Global Risk Management Survey from 2013 highlights the food sector's top 3 perceived risks as shown. The significant connecting factor to these is in managing risks in the supply chain. Looking at the reported losses from the top 10 risks in 2001 versus 2013, we saw an increase in loss from the top 10 identified risks of 25 to 40%, which indicates that many businesses may be less in control of risk in their supply chain now than they were in the past. Such losses can be substantial, as we are all aware, and as some of these reports show. It has been recognised that the way we manage food safety and food fraud risk in global supply chains in particular is not effective or fit for purpose, and this has resulted in reviews to national and EU legislation and practices which are likely to have a significant impact on business operations. Many businesses are still using spreadsheets as their primary risk management tool, and there are severe limitations to this approach. The lack of collaboration and ability to communicate risk event changes and to flag where attention is needed is a very real threat to many businesses in itself, and serious consideration needs to be given to reviewing this practice. What's required is a real-time collaborative risk management tool that allows the entire supply chain to be involved in effective management of the risks that are relevant to their segment of the supply chain. And I'd like to introduce Gale Risk. Gale Risk is a real-time collaborative and cloud-based risk management tool It allows the entire supply chain to proactively manage the risk relevant to their segment of the chain. We'll now have a look at some of its features. Gale Risk uses the bow tie methodology to understand the interrelationship between hazards, risks, and their controls, and how effective those controls are in real time. It ensures that managers have the big picture in an easy-to-understand way that focuses on prevention as well as recovery controls. Managing risk in any business has many different aspects, types, and areas of impact that often go unconsidered. Gale Risk solves this problem by allowing any type of hazard or risk to be assessed against multiple perspectives. Gale Risk allows managers and suppliers to focus on the relevant risk information, allowing them to manage their actions efficiently and effectively in real time. Risks can be ranked manually or automatically to allow managers to make better decisions about resource deployment in order to drive better outcomes. Gale Risk allows for many different types of hazards and risks to be considered in a single place and effectively routed to the business or supply chain for action. Gale Risk drives clear individual accountability for actions and ownership of risks in a way that is fully auditable and that flags exceptions and escalates where there is inaction. The system allows for a confidential supply chain mapping that facilitates the dissemination of risk actions to relevant staff in a permissions-based way. Controls can become effective for any number of reasons, and when they do, Gale Risk highlights this for management action. It allows suppliers to assure your business that they are operating to agreed food safety and risk management standards. If you would like to learn more, please contact John Bassett at the email address shown or call on 07586 35 3437. That's a UK number, so 44 in the front. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you found this interesting, and I'll be in touch with further information at a later date. Thank you.